We good to go? You want to do the intro?
No.
Come on.
No, dude. No.
Do it. Hey guys, welcome back to Weld.com. I'm Brian the Gallio, and here with me is my strangely handsome ironworker brother. Today we're going to weld some O-beam, or as I like to call it, pipe. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the Lone Ranger disguised himself as a door, and Tano shot his knob off. Alright, so in a previous episode, Brian showed us how to put a root in on some pipe, as you like to call it, O-beam. 60-10 root, so now we're going to do a 70-18 fill and cap with, we're going to try out some of these Bowler Box EV50s. 2.5 millimeter for our friends across the pond, but 332 for the English-speaking folks at home. So talk to me a little bit about what we did here to get to this point and what we're going to do going forward.
Well, we slammed the root in. Some of us had more problems than others.
But we got you through it.
We sure did, and I appreciate everyone involved.
We're here to help.
It's amazing. We cleaned it up somewhat. You know, I don't really chase out all the slag because we can burn it out. You scared of it?
No, proceed.
You don't want to burn it out? I mean, if you're scared, just say
you're
it.
teaching me how to do this, so.
If you're scared, just say it.
No, I'm good. We'll burn her out. We'll turn her up 5 and burn it out.
Turn it up 5. We'll make your every weld better than your last.
You like that, don't you?
So we're gonna look at 2 different ways because there might be parts on this that I cleaned down a little bit too much. To keep from blowing through the root, you can split bead it instead of doing a hot pass directly over your root. So you can put one on the bottom, one on top, just like you do in a 2G weld anyways.
And that's a big thing, just to stop you there for a minute, is progression. Because a lot of times when, especially like when I start teaching, I tell students to start at the bottom and work your way up, you know, in a horizontal configuration or overhead. We just want to start at the bottom and work our way up. But I've seen a lot of people that post on social media and stuff, they'll start at the top, work their way down. I mean, that's a good way to get cold lap and slag inclusions and all that other stuff.
So everything I've been taught and everything I've ever been shown, everything's uphill progression, even in a 2G position. So you start from the bottom and you work your way to the top.
Up. And that's just, I mean, typical. So for those of you that don't know, you're always going to want to start at the bottom and work your way up in any welding progression.
That is correct.
I mean, unless we run 60-10 downhill, but I mean, that's completely different.
Even if this was API 1104 and you did run it with a low hydrogen rod, you would still go from bottom to top in this configuration.
And we're going to use some 332 diameter electrodes. What kind of amperage are we going to run on this?
Comfortably in between 88 and 93. Every machine's a little bit differently, so you got to think about a machine. That number on the front of it doesn't really matter, but you need to know what it's going to sound like, what it's going to lay down, if it's shooting BBs and stuff like that. That's just diagnostic stuff you build over time. But right in that window of 88 to 93 seems to be a pretty sweet spot for pipe or 332 7018. Reason we're using 332 is because it's more forgiving on the radius transfer, you know, as we're going around.
As we rotate around the pipe. Okay.
The angle, it's more forgiving. It, you know, just when you run 332 in a 3G position, 332 is more forgiving, right? It's easier to run than 1/8. So that's why more times than not, unless diameter or thickness changes, we generally run 332 rods.
Okay. So let's go ahead and get everything set up and let's see if she'll slap.
Oh, she'll slap.
She'll slap.
She'll slap.
Told you it's catching on. Camera speed?
Did we just say camera speed at the same time?
We did. We just become best friends. It's already slapping.
If you want to run straight over your rope, what I like to do, because we're gonna burn out a little slag like you like.
Oh yeah, I love that.
So you want to stay on top of your puddle and then roll out and then back in. You want to get back on top of your metal so it's cooling it down a little bit, because if you stay on the leading edge of your puddle, you have a high likeliness of blowing through. And then like that little spot right there,
A little of that slag in it that we're gonna burn out.
Yeah, I would suspect that's probably a pretty likely spot that we will blow through if you get a little slow on that transition. If we have a spot like that and we're really concerned about it, we should probably grind that out and fill it back in. But for the demonstration of this, we could also split bead it. You run one right here and one right there.
Okay. Put a little bit more material in there.
Common practice is if you have a real wide or you're worried about restructuring your root, you can split bead your hot pass. And more times than not, you will retain the structure of your root split beading it. If you guys ever run into a real wide gap that just had to get done, split bead your hot pass. It doesn't matter if we're talking about stick or TIG. So what do you want to do? You want to start out with just running a hot pass straight over it?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
All right. Tighten up your arch. See how hot that puddle is? Tighten it up just a little bit. Go as bad. You need to have a tighter arc than that. Do you notice how liquid your
It seemed like I was pretty tight though.
Did you see how fluid your puddle was?
It was very fluid.
Did mine look as fluid?
No.
So a lot of that is like you are spending more of your time not on the very leading edge, but on the leading edge, like the first 1/3 of your puddle. You need to come back like halfway. So leading edge is from here to here. So you want to be like, when you're coming forward, I'm going right here. I'm outlining and then getting right here. And you come on that leading edge to use your heat to burn out the slag from the 6010. We don't want to burn any slag out from 7018 right there.
Oh, okay.
But you want to get back on top of it. Once you're back on top of it, it's cooler, it's calmer. Looks like you're kind of pushing your puddle. Again, I might be completely wrong, but it looks like you're pushing or at least moving in that direction and you're on the first third of your puddle. I would be worried on the hot pass, like fill and all that, that'd be fine. If you grabbed another electrode and went right to welding, start looking like it's starting to get a little fluid, might punch through that root a little bit. And not that that'd be the end of the world. We got all the tools right here to fix it,
right.
But let's try to avoid it. Some procedures, if you pop your root, like paperwork just starts. So try to retain the root once the root's bought.
Try to avoid that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or at least don't let them catch you doing it.
Okay. Well, let's not talk about that. All right. So we got half of it. We ran just a single hot pass.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go ahead and you're going to show me the split bead technique.
Yeah, it's just like anything else you do. Plate, very similar after your root.
Just stacking them.
Yep.
Okay.
It just, if we were worried about restructuring, this is a technique that you can use to kind of stack the odds in your favor.
Eliminate some of that.
Yeah, you know, because
undesirable outcome.
Yeah, you know, this would be a run. You wouldn't be able to, well, stick your head in there and go, oh, my root's good. So we have to do certain techniques to stack things in our favor if we are concerned about.
You're feeling iffy. Just go ahead and run the split bead.
So now you notice I'm not doing the circular motion anymore. Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna put one on top of it.
All right.
So easy, I reckon can do it.
We'll see.
No, you can do that. That's like what you do every day.
So I noticed that you terminated the second pass a little bit before that one. Is it because now we're staggering all of our starts and stops?
Pure luck.
Pure luck?
Pure. No,
no, we want technique in there whatsoever.
No. I'm new. I don't know what I'm doing at all. I wanted to stagger my starts and stops to
eliminate any high spots.
No, not necessarily high spots. I'm more concerned about cluster porosity on starts. High spots I can always take care of, but internal cluster porosity that I may not see, and then if I stagger my starts and stops, this is kind of close here. If I do get a little bit of cluster porosity on my start on this one, this may bring it, a little bit out of an area so I don't hit that maximum. I know it is tight, but that's kind of the theory behind staggering them.
Gotcha.
High spots we can take care of. Porosity we can take care of if we know it's there.
Yeah. But if you can't see it, you don't know.
No, I don't have x-ray vision.
Gotcha.
Do you?
No.
Huh. All right. There you go. she'll slap. Have a little more upward angle.
Oh yeah, man. She'll slap. How's that?
Better.
She'll slap. She's in there. She's smooth.
Keep forcing it. She'll slap.
She'll slap. He's
Keep
gonna
me on it.
hashtag she'll slap. Watch. Go visit Bingo. Tell him hashtag it'll slap. She'll slap. We went ahead and put a hot pass in. Showed you two different methods: split bead method, and then just a single stringer in there. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do another video where we're gonna go ahead and cap this out. Brian's gonna come and walk me through exactly how we'd cap it out. So hopefully you guys learned something along the way. Try this stuff out. Brush up on your techniques. Like I said, I've really never done pipe before, so this is all new to me. So I'm trying to ask all the questions that that I would have going into this. So hopefully it's helping some of you guys at home that are kind of stuck in quarantine or COVID, can't get to welding school, or you're trying to pick this up on your own. So Brian, thanks again for coming out, showing us how to do this, sharing your knowledge.
I'd say any time, but you know, from time to time.
From time to time, periodically.
Yeah, you know, if this helps anyone, there's multiple different ways to do it. Both of them will get you to where you need to be. I like having more than one trick, being that one trick pony can kind of blow a hole through a root from time to time, you know. If this helps anyone, that's why I'm here, is I hope it helps one of you young people to learn a new skill. Maybe it helps benefit you and your family.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's it for this episode. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Go ahead and leave questions, comments, concerns down there in the comment section. Until next time, make every weld better than your last. You need a catchphrase.
Bingo Welding.
At Bingo Welding. Hashtag she'll slap.
Instagram. She'll slap.
She'll slap. Just walk away again.
Dude, he's so creepy.
So, are you recording?
Yeah,
Don't.
of course she is.
Don't. She'll slap.
I'm just
She'll
saying
slap.
that they've never.
She'll slap.
Either of them. I'm sorry. It's natural reaction. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Friday night.
And I just got paid.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
Never heard it.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Gotta get down on Friday. Looking forward to the weekend.
Good stand you get.
Hold on, let me tighten that up for you.
Is that what that's for?
That's what that. You get them dainty little pipe for the hands.
I've never heard that before.
It's great for plunging toilets.
I really wouldn't know.
Crater crab?
I don't know this. Yeah, whatever. I'm about to cover it up.
Alright.
How are you working this shit?
I can hear you.
Slowly. Hell yeah, man, she'll slap.
Keep forcing it. Not one
I'm
of
fixing
my
to force something, so we need to hurry.
force. Jesus, that's been tampered with. Where should I stand? Hey guys,
I haven't heard that in forever. I don't smell nothing over here.
yeah, but your nose blind.
Alright, we're rolling. Camera speed.
Your nose blind to your own stuff.
No.
Your nose blind.
Alright. You ready to close her up?
I'll do it from over here.
Yeah.
Good.
Hey guys, thank you for.
I say, alright, man, that looks good.
All right, guys, it looks good from here.
Come on over. Come on over.
No, I smelled enough of that tonight. Can you put, like, there's no good place for me to be.
Yeah, right.
Right in between the pipes.
Yep, there you go.
Hey.
Middle out.
Right between the pipes.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm done.
Good.
I wasn't ready. I'm ready now.
Oh, beam. He's got it, doesn't he?
Womb.
Womb. There's not enough womb for both of us in this lens.
Is that a fat joke?
And
Welding.
on that note, welcome back to Weld.com.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are here.